I think that this goes down as one of the most extensive cleanup jobs in ban list history. Don't be like the 30% of you that do not smash the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Now this is a ban list. Welcome to the OCG April 1st, 2023 list. And now banned in the OCG is just Sprite Elf. Now I feel like Chaos Ruler should have been something that they should have went after on this list, but the OCG had a different interesting course of action that they chose to go about dancing around the Chaos Ruler. Now, for those of you that don't know, Chaos Ruler has actually been turning into multiple level 10 synchros between Chaos, Angel, Baron, DeFleur, the big Bystial synchro. There have been a lot of problems because of this, but you'll see here in a second that the OCG chose other methods of madness. So yeah, Sprite Elf, not surprised about this. This card has been a major annoyance. Now, let's go on to one down here. So, these are your first two major players here. And you shouldn't be all that surprised to see that Blaster here is going to 1. We knew that this was coming due to Master Duel, and it is an excellent addition. Welcome back. I mean, they pretty much told us with the Fire Duels pack that we were going to be getting a special secret rare in the pack for this, because, I mean, who else is going to be the big, cool guy here to really do that? Also, 2000 and 1800, this card isn't that crazy good right now. I don't think that the OCG realizes that yet, or they're really too scared, but this is fine. Second Dragon Roller back after 10 years, evidently. Now, Glow Bulb's back. Now, this is an interesting one. I feel like we've tried this before a couple of times, but there's usually a problem with this, but I'm fine with this, at least to test, because remember, with Duelist Nexus, they really want that Yusei Fudo deck to really come back to life, and I think that this is an excellent chance to try that out. So, two very major contenders returning back here. Cleanup on aisle 9, this should have happened a long time ago. I don't know why it took them another list to do this, but yes, the last two Ishizu cards are finally limited to 1 in the OCG. I don't know what they were thinking, trying to like leave these alone, but the TCG definitely took note of this on the last list. We already cleaned this mess up. This is something that we don't have to worry about. Now, because of the OCG having our dear friends, you know, the Bystials out here, and of course your interactions with Fallen of Albaz, and so what? You've got the Bystial deck, which is actually playing the Sprite package too, by the way. So that's one of the reasons why you're seeing Sprite Blue get limited here, is because this deck has ended up being the culprit of extensions. It's all because they want to keep Chaos Rule legal. So once again, we're going to go after way more hits than we really need to. But Lubellion going to a 1. And you look at what's going on over here in the TCG, and I don't think anybody here in the TCG would go, yeah, Lubellion's the problem. Yeah, it's a good card, but the problem was all the Bystials, and you'll see here in a bit, they went pretty crazy on the Bystials. The Bystials, I understand, are like free DD Crows, and they should effectively be locked up at 1, but they're not doing anything, at least on stateside, but I understand the issue here. And like I said a second ago here for Sprite Blue, this was a pretty major problem, just because of the free pair with this deck for the extensions. Did anybody in the world not see this coming? You should have known that these two were going to get put to 1. Yeah, this is the follow-up. This is what I was talking about. Truest Worm and Baldrake, Magna Hot Lubellion are all limited to 1 in the OCG. You know, I don't know what to say. I guess I should have seen this. Once again, their terrible card design. They're cards that should just strictly be at 1. But once again, I mean, two halves of the same coin here. You know, if they're not doing anything now, yeah, there'll be problems later on in the game's history, that's for sure. But alright, and then this is the best thing. We got Skill Drain put back to 1! I don't know. Thank you, Labyrinth. You're probably Labyrinth, Tier. I mean, however many other decks that you can think of in the room that have been abusing the ever-living crap out of Skill Drain. Like, this is, I guess, this is bad news, though, for the TCG side of things. You might see Skill Drain go back to 1 sooner than you think. I love the card as a control card, but there are times that even now this card is busted. Problem is once you hit this, you're going to send a whole bunch of decks back to the Stone Age. But this is actually kind of a Runic cleanup hit as well. Yeah, they put the fountain to 2 here. So yeah, that's your to 1 section. To 2. Well, should have saw this coming. I mean, Ancient Fairy Dragon should have just probably went straight to 3 right away, to be honest with you. I mean, you're only going to play 1 of it anyway. Are you really worried about some sort of crazy application with this? Because I don't think you should be. I can't think of anything that's really too broken with this. Because they'll finally go into 2. This should have happened a long time ago. I guess. Sure. So Ruja, this is a free up from the days of Dark World BS where you could turbo through an entire like BS OTK, laugh at your opponent, eat dinner, and still be drawing cards while doing an entire Dark World, or excuse me, Danger play. Ptolemaios, this feels weird to me. I mean, at 1 it doesn't do anything, but like, we still don't have Azathoth, so I guess it can't be that inherently much of an issue. Oh, look, they are bringing back, now that Hulk is gone, they really are freeing up the tuners. This is an interesting thing. This also should have happened a long time ago. Nadir Servant moves to 2. Now, we talked about this. I said previously that we'd see this card probably move to 2 because of Master Duel moving it to 2. The OCG loves to use Master Duel to test things. And we've said this. This is common knowledge at this point in time. Is Spellbook of Judgment at 2 crazy broken? Well, I don't know. I think at 3 the card is insane, and I don't think we should ever move this card to 3. I think 2 is probably where it's going to sit for a very long time until they decide to get ballsy. But this is a pretty straightforward hit. Like, the card did nothing at 1. At 2, you ramp things up. Is it going to be crazy? No. 3? Ugh. And, of course, the fountain gets cleaned up. So, they actually went after Skill Drain, and they cleaned up the Runic Fountain. I will say, with how much this deck has been, like, a problem, and it taking the OCG as long as it did to kind of, like, figure this out, I honestly think this is probably a cleanup for a Master Duel future ban list, too. But honestly, the fountain is insanely crazy. Like, this card says draw, but the problem is it's at 2, and I think most of the variants that would play this on the TCG side already play 2. Like, you just took 1 away from pure. So, this is, I feel like, a slap on the wrist. We're putting this on the watch list to kind of keep an eye on this and see where this goes. And moving off of the list. Oh, boy. So, the OCG, after how many years, finally gets access to 3 Galatea. I'm proud of you, OCG. About time. Swap moves off of their list to 3. I guess this is fine. I don't see a reason for this because Sprite Blue's now at 1. Now this is a pretty major player here. Kagari is now at 3. This doesn't scream insanely broken, but you do have to remember, with the amount of cards that the OCG actually has for Sky Striker here, this is kind of interesting. I am curious to see what they'll be able to do. Yadagrasu to 3? I mean, are we surprised about that? No. Cursed Outland also moves off of the list to 3. Huh. Well, this is interesting. I don't have any major problems with that. This and this, I'm very curious to see how this is going to perform, honestly. Overall, I feel like they rejuvenated their meta. Like, you do have to remember, Nexus is about a month away at this point. The goal of this list was we had to send tier packing. Purely didn't get touched at all. Purely is going to be a very interesting deck going forward here. Adamancipator Grass decks, I don't think got hit either. Bystial's getting cleaned up is the most hilarious thing in the world, but perfectly understandable due to the BS that is Chaos Ruler and the, how they've been turboing around with that deck. But I think a lot of the major players are still going to remain here. You still have the Adamancipator deck. You still have Purely. You still are going to have some sort of synchro variations showing up. I mean, you just took away some of the anti-meta aspects here. But Gold Bulb is... This is interesting. I actually wonder how crazy the Yusei Fudo Turbo deck is going to be because of this card's existence, because this opens up so many cool doors. But What do you guys think? Please, so comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.